Hello, lords and ladies. Welcome back to the Peasants Guild. I'm Captain Siberia, and I've been getting some stuff done behind the scenes. For starters, I went on another end raid, this time with Elytra. Things go a lot faster when you have Elytra. Got quite a bit of loot. As you can see, I've already put a couple of my spare Elytra to use. You can also might notice that I lost some more of my gear. If you ever note that I'm down a couple pieces of gear, it's probably because I died. I've also been collecting more resources for the spawn base. This is all stuff I'm planning on using today. I've also been scouting out a location for my base, but more on that later, because while I was flying around, I noticed that when I built the start to my bridge here, I actually pointed it in the wrong direction. It's actually supposed to face west over there. So, whoops. Well, now that I've got some extra resources, we'll fix that, and then we'll see if we can make some quick progress on the spawn base. Let's start the time lapse. Or not. Turns out the time lapse footage corrupted itself, so I actually have nothing to show for the first 2 hours of building. So instead we'll give you an aerial shot of what I've built so far, and we'll continue from there. How about that? Well, that's as far as I can go with the resources I have. I also went ahead and moved the villagers into their new temporary home, mainly just to get them out of the way. Eventually, these walls will connect all the way to the top, and there will be a much larger structure encircling this. I also plan to dig the area around this down, possibly to bedrock, though I haven't quite decided on that yet. The waterfall will also extend all the way down. This portal will eventually be the permanent spawn portal, but I'm not going to activate it until the nether side base has been set up. For anyone wondering about the design, I'm basing the design loosely on Zora's domain from Breath of the Wild. Looking forward to getting that finished. The other thing I did, of course, was tear down my hut. I always intended it to be temporary. And pack all my things into shulker boxes. This to make it easier to move to my new base location, which I think it's time to check out. Oh, one other thing before I leave. This centerpiece is actually going to be used to facilitate one of the data packs we have installed. Let's get that set up now. To do that, we'll craft a armor stand. Put that there. Armor stand there. And type the command. Function. Let's see. Thunder Shrine. Set up shrine. What? The heck? That weren't supposed to happen. Well, that was weird. I actually ended up using the wrong command. Not sure why that killed me? That was kind of strange. Command I'm actually supposed to use. This function, let's see, is Thunder Shrine create. That should do the job. Okay. Back on track. Remove that. Put that in place. Okay. Now if anybody wants a quick thunderstorm, all they have to do is toss a nether star into the Thunder Shrine. Bit expensive, but sometimes you want a thunderstorm. Alright, let's go check out the new base location. So while I fly out to the base location, I'll explain briefly what theme I'm going with. For anyone who recognized my player skin, you already know what Bionicle is. For everyone else, Bionicle was a series released by LEGO between 2001 and 2010. At its most basic, it involves biomechanical robots with elemental powers fighting a dark scourge that has swept their island. There's actually a lot more that goes into it, and I'm not going to try to explain everything. For anyone who's interested, I'll post a link to the wiki below. Anywho, I'm planning my base to be inspired by the aforementioned island and the different villages thereon. I won't be trying to replicate anything exactly. Instead, I want to let the existing terrain inspire me as much as I can. So I have several reasons for picking this particular location. This is one of them. This here is another. I also like the general lay of the land. We've got a good variety of terrain which I can use. You see I've already labeled several of the points of interest that I'll be using. I think for now, the next step is to get this place looking more homey. I think I'll be using this area here as my new starter base? Not really, I've already had a starter base. But a new place from which to conduct my other builds. Let's get to work on that. Well, there you have it, folks. A nice little cave, which I'll be using as my working base while I get other accommodations set up. Well, lots been going on here, and I'm already way behind on this video, and I want to get it out, so I'll be leaving this as a short episode. So while I continue organizing my chests, I will call it a day there, and we'll see you all in the next episode. Farewell.